Last but not least, we have Nathan Pond. Nathan is the Program Manager for Business Enterprise Systems at Edaptive Computing Incorporated, where he works to provide integrated technology solutions around a variety of business and engineering processes. He oversees product development teams for core products and services enabling digital transformation and acts as the team principal cloud architect for cloud solutions. Mr. Pond has over 20 years of experience with software engineering and technology, with an emphasis on improving efficiency with digital transformation and automation, process automation. And today he will be talking to us about digital transformation through automation. Thank you, Nathan.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Can you guys hear me? All right. So, my bearings here. So yeah, we'll be talking about digital transformation today, specifically how that's enabled by automation. And again, my name's Nathan Pond with Edaptive Computing. We've done some work with DOT&E, more specifically CIPET, Dr. Hobson and Dr. Warner. I've worked with them. So we'll talk a little bit about what is digital transformation, how is it enabled by automation, where that can, or how that's being applied to real world use cases within DOT&E. So a little bit about Edaptive. I won't spend too much time here, but Edaptive's been in business for over 25 years, done a lot of research and development, builds integrated solutions, making use of digital transformation, as well as a number of different technologies that have been transitioned to the commercial space and to the DoD. Been appraised at a CMMI maturity level of 5. That's the highest maturity level within the CMMI organization. And really only 3% of companies have achieved that designation within the US. Owe most of our success to people, processes, and partnerships. And you can see, we've worked with a number of partners, both commercially and within the DoD. So first off, what is digital transformation? Digital transformation is the objective, the objective of digital transformation in the DoD is to improve military readiness, agility, and effectiveness while optimizing resource allocation, right? And obviously that's going to require a bit of a paradigm shift as we go through. We can't just always do things the way that we've always done them. So if we take a look at the DoD digital modernization strategy, and this was first put out in 2019, still very relevant today. And I paraphrased a few relevant topics here. But first, what are we trying to achieve with all of this digital transformation talk? A big component of that is improving the data quality and consistency, right? We need to make sure that we're working with accurate data. Making sure that that data is available, having a data architecture that supports that data sharing, right? Data doesn't do any good for anybody if you don't have access to it. Increasing how analysis happens, how that data is used for analysis, how we're getting insights from the data and moving that into the field. And then equally importantly, how do we make sure that that data is secure? We can't just make the data accessible to everybody. It can only be accessible to the people who have the appropriate clearance, the appropriate need to know. So making sure that we're improving the security of that. So overall, how does automation fit into the big picture of digital transformation? Automation benefits the DoD by improving operations, security, agility, and decision-making, right? It really comes down to all of these activities that support decision-making, as rapidly and effectively as possible. So what needs to change, right? Well, we need less of this, right? Less of taking our files, emailing them to other people. They make some changes, they email them back. make some changes again, email it to somebody else. You know, data that's in email attachments isn't useful in the bigger picture. And we need more of modeled processes, right? More of the ability to actually define what is the process, how does the data need to be processed, who needs to see it, who needs to approve it, and making sure that that is defined in a model. And within that, you can start to take steps of the model and do data collection or data visualization, data review, all those types of activities in particular steps. And I'll get into more of that in a minute here. So if you have a system that's properly automated, right, what happens? Like I said, processes are modeled, not just documented. So they need to be defined, they need to be modeled in such a way that a computer can understand them, right? Models need to be executable. So if a computer can understand it, a computer can walk you through the process. So you can see, based on what the data is, it can make decisions. It can send you down different paths. And therefore, the only interaction that's really necessary from a human are the parts that are not automated. So the more you automate, the less human intervention you need, and the more efficient the process is. And one of the big selling points here is that the data will always be accessible to those who have access to it, right? In particular, leadership. If I email you a file, my boss doesn't know what the status of that is. I mean, unless I copied them. But if the data is centrally located somewhere, everybody who needs access to that always has it, and they're able to see the process data, filling up a database here, and how that equates to management oversight. So they'll always be able to see exactly, what the status is of any particular piece, where it's hung up in the process, what still needs to be done, without having to track people down to get that information. And lastly, it enables the digital thread, and I won't go too much into that, but the digital thread, it's a timeline and a history of what's been done, right? And when you have all of your processes modeled and executed through a system, an application, you get to see what all the steps of that process were, when they were done, who did them, what was the data at that point. So how do you go about enabling digital transformation? Well, at ECI, we've developed a framework. We call it the Automate framework. And at its core, it's a foundation for customizable process automation. It includes dashboards. It has a form-based workflow. So you can do things like what I showed a few minutes ago. If you have a modeled process, you can actually build a UI on top of that with very little or even no code that users can use to go through the execution portion. It allows for real-time task notification, and very importantly, like I mentioned, it collects data about the process. It's not just the data that's being collected as a part of the process, but you're also collecting data as far as who's doing what. How is the data being inputted? How is it being analyzed? How timely are people doing their reviews? You get all of that data that's coalesced and can be fed into downstream analysis. And then you've got real-time identification and reporting of anomalies. Anything that happens that isn't quite right with the process, you can analyze that, see that, address it much quicker than if you're trying to play catch up later on. So the framework is founded on 5 core pillars, or 5 basic pillars: data, content, analytics, workflow, and visualization. Each of those all play together so that you can build fully custom integrated solutions. It supports the core tenets of data sharing as well as security, and how that data is used for content development, speaking of presentations and leadership oversight, how the data is analyzed, how it's visualized after it's been analyzed, or even just the raw data. And workflow is the sequence of events that it goes through. And I've got about 50 slides I could go over on how Automate works, but instead we'll just play a short video real quick and save some time. So if you can get that video.
ECI has pioneered innovative solutions for a variety of U.S. Department of Defense and commercial sector customers for over 25 years. Through our software and hardware solutions, we optimize, assure, automate, and integrate complex systems and processes, enabling mission success by deploying innovative cyber technologies to the warfighter. Traditional techniques like email-based coordination and spreadsheet-centric data analysis are inefficient, time-consuming, error-prone, and lack effective collaboration and oversight. In today's fast-paced world of exponential data growth, traditional techniques are becoming increasingly ineffective and are not conducive to real-time decision-making. It is crucial that DoD agencies adapt their processes and methods to gain efficiencies and effectiveness in their operations to minimize risk and improve decision-making. But how is this possible? The answer is digital transformation. By establishing streamlined and automated processes, you can aggregate and analyze real-time data from both internal and external sources, all at the speed of combat. Digital transformation is crucial to helping decision-makers rapidly and accurately assess situations, make informed decisions, and ultimately achieve mission success. ECI Automate enables digital transformation through enterprise automation and analytics, which is built on a flexible foundation of robust data storage, integrated machine learning and analytics, smart content and documentation, configurable form-based workflows, and customizable real-time dashboards. With Automate's robust data management, your organization's data is securely stored and readily accessible to stakeholders through data as a service. Additionally, it provides seamless integration with existing information and can ingest streaming data in real time. With instant access to authoritative data and secure storage, you will save significant time and enable advanced analytics downstream. Data is at your fingertips and ready for analysis. Machine learning expertise is no longer needed to apply advanced analytics to uncover relevant indicators, detect anomalies, and identify risks. With Automate's simple, question-based approach, anyone can now easily use these advanced techniques. What's more, Automate provides a vast library of secure analysis capabilities to process virtually any structured and unstructured data. Simply tell Automate your goals and let it perform the analysis for you. With Automate, you will gain the insight you need for better decision-making, all without the barrier of machine learning expertise. Automate's smart content and documentation creates and manages your documents automatically. Export your documents to standard environments such as Microsoft Word for easy distribution. Develop pieces of content once and reuse them across documents and programs, reducing your rework and enabling efficiency. Additionally, Automate's integrated machine learning and analytics enable content discovery, allowing you to find what you need rapidly and easily. Through intelligent searching and similar content recommendations, you will promote reuse and significantly reduce document development time. Customizable process automation takes your process efficiency to the next level. Automate offers configurable form-based workflows for both human and system tasks, allowing you to tailor the process to your specific needs, digitizing the process. These resulting workflows enable real-time notification, task management, collaboration, and monitoring, all to help streamline operations and boost productivity. By digitizing manual processes, you will save time, minimize redundancy, and avoid costly rework. Customizable real-time dashboards give all stakeholders insight into your secure data storage, smart documentation, analytics, and process workflows. This facilitates rapid decision-making at all operational levels, minimizing risk and maximizing data accuracy. Automate's secure, cloud-based technology provides the flexibility and scalability you need to rapidly develop custom enterprise applications to meet your mission needs. ECI has transitioned its SIBR technology to support several missions across the DoD. As a result, Automate has obtained authority to operate and is deployed to DoD networks, allowing quick transition to the warfighter. Automate is a highly tailorable turnkey solution suitable for a wide range of use cases. ECI offers additional products and services, hands-on training, deployment, and operational support to ensure continued sustainment and success. This in turn leads to better program health and mission outcomes, as well as increased safety and success for the warfighter. ECI's solutions are available to government customers with no licensing fees. Whether you need to analyze data from disparate sources, build reusable documentation, or automate complex workflows, visualize your processes with Automate's cloud-based solution. Start harnessing the power of Automate and take your mission-critical operations to the next level. Contact ECI today to see how we can support your digital transformation needs.
So that was just an overview of more practical capabilities of what Automate does. But then, I think I jumped too far. Can we go back one slide? Okay, there we go. So the overall benefits, like I mentioned, greater efficiency, right? You get improved collaboration because the data is being fed through a process rather than having to go through email streams and things like that. More effective training, right? If you have a system that walks you through the process, it's a lot easier to train somebody on how to use that. Greater agility, the process can be changed and the application that provides the user interface for that process automatically changes with it. The data management is improved, it's more predictable where the data is, how it gets accessed, how you can use it for analysis, and obviously the benefits of increased automation that we talked about. I won't go through all of these, but there's a significant risk reduction. It minimizes the errors. It minimizes the risk of data being corrupt or data not being able to be found. Increases awareness when you know where the data is, what you need to look at, and you have greater control over the data and most importantly, the security of that data. If it's all housed in an authoritative source of truth, you can control who gets that rather than needing to rely on somebody not forwarding it on, in an email, for example. And at the end of the day, this is all to support enhanced decision making. So the more you can automate the collection, the processing, the visualization of the data, the faster decisions can be made. So how's this being applied currently? Well, so like I mentioned, ECI is working with DOT&E, specifically Dr. Hobson and Dr. Werner, and using the smart documentation capabilities here to more efficiently produce the test and evaluation master plan. So, some of the smart documentation capabilities that they're using, it allows them to collaboratively build up content, having a schedule and oversight throughout the entire process. And it allows them to take data directly from the source, from a database, and inject it into the document before it gets published. So in summary, ECI Automate, it was developed through the Small Business Innovation Research Program. What that means to the government and to the DoD is that there's no licensing fee for the government to use that. It was built with DoD use cases in mind, kind of built from the ground up to solve problems that exist within the DoD. And the framework enables rapidly building customized, tailored solutions. So taking those DoD use cases and building up a solution within the framework that automates as much of the sequence of events that happens as possible. It has a lot of interoperability with existing systems. I know I got some dirty looks when you guys thought I was taking Excel away from you, but that's not the goal, right? There are processes and systems in place today that do work. And the goal isn't to replace all of those. The goal is to use what works and streamline the steps in between, and then maybe replace some of the things that don't work. And then finally, making sure that you have proper customer engagement. ECI really, we pride ourselves on how we involve customers in the development process to make sure that they're getting the solution that they need. So with that, I will turn it over to any questions any of you have on automation or digital transformation.
I'm happy to run microphones to people if there are questions. So you said you're not getting rid of Microsoft Excel.
No, absolutely not. I like it too much. All right, thank you.
Thank you.